on December 13, 1994. The specific place was a residential development called Los Naranjos. A car had been parked near the guardhouse or booth. In the driver's seat, there was a young man slumped to one side. In the passenger seat, another young man was motionless. They checked the passengers and confirmed that both young men were not breathing and had no pulse. All the young men's belongings were in the car. There were no signs of struggle or broken glass, but something really stood out. Apparently, someone had fired shots at close range, which meant that the person who committed the crime had been with them at some point and left the car without being seen. On one side was the driver, a 30-year-old lawyer named Miguel Tawil Musso, who was also known for selling pets and purebred animals. Next to him, in the passenger seat, was Juan Carlos Gonzalez, 19 years old. He worked with Miguel in the same pet business. Several people in the neighborhood had seen a young woman at Miguel's house and then getting into the car with the two victims. Miguel's family said that days earlier he had been in contact with a buyer interested in a purebred cat, an expensive and very specific animal that not just anyone could afford. Over time, the identity of this woman would become known, and she also came from a well-known family in Caracas. We're talking about the Naime family, and the client was identified as Cibell Naime. She saw an ad in the newspaper offering pets, including an Angora cat. Her family had already told her they didn't want animals in the house. Cibell didn't take no for an answer. She called the number in the ad and spoke with Miguel Tawil. They negotiated the price of the Angora cat, around 20,000 bolivars, about $125 at that time. She knew her father kept his checkbook in the home office. She filled out a check for the amount agreed with Miguel and completed the purchase of the cat. Her father, obsessive about his finances, noticed that checks were missing from one of his checkbooks. He asked who had taken the check and made it clear that when he found out who was responsible, the punishment would be severe. Cibell contacted Miguel Tawil again to ask, insist, and finally beg him to return the check, and in exchange, she offered to give him the cat back. But Miguel told her there was no way he would give her the check. That's when Cibell had an idea. She called Miguel's number and pretended to be a woman named Adriana who wanted to buy a pet. Cibell took a taxi and went to the Los Naranjos neighborhood, where Miguel lived with his mother and also worked with Juan Carlos.